Hello everybody. This video is the long overdue meditation video that I said that I would make. In particular, I know that Nelia Epku asked me to do this. I did do a meditation video before, but this time this is going to be purely instructional. I won't be stopping to say any of the history of it, etc., or anything like that. I was going to narrate it myself, but better than that, I thought I would go straight to the source, and Andrew Parr, who is my hypnotherapist, who introduced me to this meditation or hypnotherapy, however you want to view it, that's not important. He kindly has sent me the original recordings of his hypnotherapy / meditation audio files. So what I am going to do, which I think is a better way to do it, I am going to actually play the actual Andrew Parr sessions. I think it's one of 12. It's I'm sure it's one of 12. And this is the method that I have used since I had tinnitus. It's 10 months ago now, maybe a bit longer than that now. And these were the meditations, hypnotherapy, that I found very, very useful in helping me to calm my nervous system. So there is a little bit of an introduction at the beginning of this one. This is the very first one. There was a longer introduction that he sent to me, but that's not really necessary for you to hear. So there is a little bit of an introduction, but then we will start to go into this meditation, and I will then just allow Andrew Parr to go through the meditation. So I hope this is helpful. So I'll start it now.
Hello again, welcome back. This is Andrew Parr with the second part of this tinnitus reduction program, the Retrain Your Brain to Turn Down the Sound is what I've called it. What we're going to go into now is just a very simple, very basic relaxation exercise, but this is really the foundation of many of the exercises we're going to go through. You need to be able to access these states for what we're going to go through later on to work very effectively. And this first one, we're just going to do it very slowly, it'll take quite a long time about it, just so that you can eventually get a feel for what we're aiming for. And once we've done this and you're used to doing this in a slow and a gentle way, then we can speed it up so you can get to this state much more quickly, and that's what we're looking to do. Part of what we want you to do is be able to create very, very quick, instant, deep, calm states of mind. As you know, any kind of stress or tension or pressure or anxiety will always exacerbate the symptoms, so the exact opposite of that will always bring them down, or bring the effect of them down at the very least. We don't need to go into the neural activity side of it, but any kind of stress and tension obviously makes sure your neurons fire much more ferociously, shall we say. So anything we can do to, again, calm things down that way means your neurons will be slowing down and much less activity. And the various brain scans there show that when the neural activity is reduced, so the tinnitus level seems to be reduced as well. So what we're doing now is doing this in a very gentle way, a very, very calm way, and you make a little bored with this first of all, or you may drift off at times. That's okay. So to make this most effective for you, really you should be wearing a pair of headphones. Okay, you don't have to, but to get the most effect out of this, it's best if you can do this using a pair of stereo headphones. And that can be plugged straight into the back of your computer if you listen to this on your computer, or an MP3 player, an iPod, whatever. Or if you've just got a CD there, just a normal pair of headphones plugged into a CD player. Again, you don't have to do it this way, but what it will do, it'll allow you to let go of the normal world for a little while. And you'll still be very aware of what's going on, you'll still be in complete control, but ideally what we're looking for is some kind of dual awareness. And that'll make more sense later on as we get into it. And by the way, you should never do this kind of exercise if you're driving or operating any kind of machinery or doing something where you're supposed to be being responsible for a while. Ideally, right now, you're just going to take some time out for you. Just making sure there's going to be nobody around for a little while, 20-30 minutes or so. Make sure your phones are switched off, and if you can, just make sure you're somewhat comfortable, get the lighting dimmed, close the curtains, turn the light down, whatever. But in a way, we don't really want you to go to sleep. You can use it for going to sleep if you want to, but the aim of this is not to help you go to sleep. We're trying to get you close to sleep, but without actually falling asleep. Okay, and at that level then, that's the point of your mind we're really looking to get to. If we get to that point, then we're really starting to get somewhere. Now, one of the interesting things is you probably won't know when you're at that point. Okay, one of the frustrating things I have to go through with just about every client who's ever been to see me for the past 15 or 16 years or so is this expectation of what they're supposed to feel like in this experience. And most people who go looking for it or chasing it just don't find it. So I'm always saying to people, look, you're going to be disappointed. You're not going to find what you're looking for, first of all. So just give in for a while, give up for a moment, and just do your best to follow what I'm saying to you. And if you can just do that, just let go of every expectation you may have and simply try and do what I'm asking you to do to the best of your ability and really just see what happens, then you're far more likely to get to where we want you to get to than if you try and force yourself there, because it just won't happen otherwise. What you will be doing eventually is drifting into what we can call an altered state of awareness. There are many different words we could use to describe this, but it's an altered state of awareness. And yet at the same time you can feel very normal, very aware, know where you are, be in complete control, and yet your mind can also begin to be somewhere else. That's what I mean by a dual awareness. It's like but your mind's gone somewhere else as well for a while. This little preamble, this chat I've put on the beginning, you can use this to get yourself ready each time, but really you don't need to listen to this bit each time. But the next part of the recording will be useful to you to use on a regular basis. Okay, so we're a few minutes in, and you'll be able to note on the clock or on your CD player or whatever how long this little chat is for. I haven't actually looked at the timer as I'm doing this because, like I said, I'm doing this just completely as it comes out, as if we were sat there just chatting wherever you are. So what I'd like you to do now is just make sure you feel comfortable. That could be sitting in a comfortable chair or resting on a bed. If you're in a bed, make sure you prop yourself up. Okay, we don't want you snuggled down on your side as if you're about to curl up and go to sleep. That's not the idea. So if you're in bed, just maybe sitting up, propping yourself up with some pillows, but somewhere where every muscle can just be supported in some way. So as if you made your body really floppy, really loose, that everything was supported. So you haven't got to strain to keep your arms in the right place or your legs in the right place or whatever. But you want to be able to just give in, absolutely, and feel okay to do that. So if you make sure you're in that kind of situation now, then very gently what I'd like you to do is just close your eyes down. When you're ready, just close your eyes down. With your eyes closed, what I'd like you to do first of all is just begin to focus on your face muscles, your facial muscles, your cheeks. I'd like you to allow your cheeks to loosen for a while. So just allowing your cheeks to loosen. And as you allow your cheeks to loosen, so your jaw muscles can loosen too. As your cheeks loosen, as your jaw muscles loosen, so your teeth can part just a little bit. And as your teeth part, so your mouth can open ever so slightly. And here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to very gently just begin breathing in through your mouth, but drawing the breath down into your tummy area, down into your belly. Now this is a strange way of breathing that most people are just not used to breathing this way. Most people, when they breathe in, they breathe into their chest, and their chest expands. In a way, it's a stressful way of breathing. What I'd like you to do is breathe in through your mouth, but drawing that breath down into your tummy. So you're deliberately pushing your tummy out, pushing your belly out as you breathe in. So it feels a little forced, a little strange, first of all. But it's called belly breathing or diaphragm breathing. And again, just about every kind of martial arts or yoga or meditation in some way teaches some use of something like this kind of breathing. I've got my own slant on it, but there's a similarity there of drawing breath down into your belly area. Okay? And actually it's the way you used to breathe. When you were just a little baby, this is the way you used to breathe. You look at any newborn baby, and you see their beautiful little bellies just rising and falling, just rising and falling. And it's a very natural way for human beings to breathe. So it'll make more sense later on when we use this, but I need you to become familiar with it so it's second nature to you. So if I say, okay, take a breath through your mouth into your tummy, you know exactly what I mean, and you can just do it in an instant. Now and again your mind will drift off, and that's okay. But each time you realize you've drifted off from what I'm saying to you, each time you realize you've become distracted, what I'd like you to do is think of it as just blowing the thoughts away as you breathe out. Think of it as blowing those thoughts away, letting your attention just come back to the feelings, the sensations in your body, which I'll be going through with you. Just allowing your facial muscles to continue to loosen so they can begin to feel like they do when you're just about to drift into a very deep and restful sleep, if you remember that feeling. And I'd like you to focus on your eyes for a few moments. Your eyes, your eyelids, and that space between your eyes. And just imagine a very empty space there for a little while. Just a very empty space between your eyes, between your eyelids, as if all tension, everything just melted away, just dissolved away for a while. And as you do this, just allow your attention to begin to flow down through the rest of your body now. So just focusing on your shoulders, just the feelings of your shoulders resting wherever they are, allowing them to settle back. And the muscles in the top of your arms too, and your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers. Now, sometimes it can be very difficult to relax completely. Sometimes it's not easy to relax completely, so I don't want you to think about relaxing completely now. Instead, what I'd like you to do is just simply notice or focus on the feelings, the sensations in your body, whatever they may be. Just consciously loosening your muscles to allow yourself to feel whatever those muscles are feeling. Now these are very simple, very everyday feelings, but they're the kind of things you're not used to focusing on till now. As you focus on your arms, you can just allow them to begin to feel heavier and heavier. Very easily, you can't make it happen, but as you just allow them to begin to feel heavier, maybe you can even notice which one feels slightly heavier than the other one too. And your attention can focus on your hands and your fingers, and just noticing those very tiny sensations of contact between your skin and the material of wherever your hands are resting. Maybe you can feel the warmth of your hands, or the weight of your hands resting where they are. Maybe you can even notice those very tiny sensations at the very tips of your fingers. Now, you can also allow your attention to begin drifting, flowing down the rest of your body. For example, down into your legs. Just focusing on the muscles at the top of your legs for a while. And then down into your knees, and your shins, and your calves. Once again, no need to relax completely, just simply noticing the feelings, the sensations there. And again, each time your mind is distracted, or you drift off for a while, or you start questioning or analysing or wondering if you're doing it right, or whatever goes through your mind there, the moment you recognise you're thinking those things, as you breathe out, just blowing them away, just blow the thoughts away, letting your attention come back onto your body. By doing this, you're also beginning to teach yourself something which we'll go into later on. I'm not going to mention it now, but by doing this, you're actually beginning to practice something that we're going to use a lot more later on. So get used to using it now. Each time you realize you've become distracted or your mind's drifted off somewhere, the moment you recognize it, in through your mouth, just blowing those thoughts away, just blowing them away for a while. And that's okay. Now letting your attention drift right the way down into your feet and your toes for a few moments. Once again, no need to think about relaxing them, but instead what I'd like you to think about is the idea of just handing over control of them to themselves. As if you're saying to your feet and your toes, just take some time out, do what you want to do. You can rest, relax, go to sleep, whatever, fall away. As if you can still feel them, you still sense them, but really, they're no longer your responsibility for a while. And that's okay. And then, I'd like you to do the same thing with your legs. So just focusing on your legs once again. Think about the idea of the feelings, the sensations in your legs there. And then think about the idea of just handing over control of your legs to your legs. Once again, as if you can still feel them, you still sense them, but really, you can just relinquish responsibility for a while, so that they can do whatever they want to do. And that's okay. Now, as you do this, you will begin to feel certain feelings, though you may not be completely aware of them, first of all. And the feelings you feel right now will be important later on. So just make a very mental, like a small mental note of whatever you're feeling right now, whatever you're sensing right now as you do this. Now, as you just allow your legs to begin to let go, I'd like you to think of your arms, and your wrists, and your hands too. Once again, as if you're just handing over control of them to themselves, so that they too can just rest, relax, go to sleep, whatever. But as you do this, pay particular attention to your hands and your fingers, but this time the inner feelings, the inner sensations in your hands and your fingers there. And as you do this, I wonder if you can notice those very slight tingling feelings or tingling sensations yet. Any other thoughts that drift into your mind, that's fine. The moment you recognize them, just blow them away. As you breathe out, just think of it as blowing them away for a while. This may seem simple what you're doing right now, but actually we can use this for quite a profound effect later on. Just need to get your mind used to doing it first of all. It's a skill we have to teach you that becomes automatic. Okay, so just focusing on the rest of your body for a few moments now. So your chest area, your tummy area, and your back as well. And once again, just noticing, feeling, sensing these parts of you. Just the very subtle, the physical feelings, the physical sensations there. These are the kind of feelings that are there pretty much all day long, but you're not used to focusing on until now. And again, think of the idea of just letting go of them. As if you're just handing over control of your body to your body. And also you can allow your attention to flow over the top of your head, down the back of your neck, around the back of your ears, into your throat area, down into your shoulders where we started earlier on. And that's okay too. Now as you just allow your body to begin to drift in this way, just feeling, just sensing your body, so your mind can begin to follow, and will do so if you allow it. Now you don't need to think about what that means right now, or how that can begin to feel for you. But think of the idea of just handing over control of your body to your body, as if it's no longer your responsibility for a while. So for the next few moments at least, it's as if you could just give in for a while. As if everything's just been taken care of for you. And that's okay. Now as you do that, so it then allows your mind to begin to open up a channel of communication to this inner world, this inner realm within you. It has many names, sometimes just called the subconscious, the unconscious, the inner you, whatever name we choose to call it. It's this phenomena, this space within you, where your inner thoughts arise from, your inner feelings arise from, where your automatic functioning of your body seems to originate from. And as we begin to let go in this way, so your mind begins to have greater access to this inner realm. And that's what we're looking to help you achieve. But to begin with, now what I'd like you to think about is that feeling I mentioned way back at the beginning there. It's that feeling of what it feels like when you're just about to drift into a very deep and restful sleep. If you can remember that feeling. Especially if you've been, say you've had a busy day or a hard day, or you're tired or it's late or whatever, and your eyes get sleepy and droopy and drowsy, and it really is a struggle to prevent them from closing down. But think about what it feels like when you can give in to that feeling. And finally you rest your head on a cushion or a pillow. You let your eyes close down, and there's those very beautiful, blissful few moments just before you fall asleep, where you feel everything just letting go. And I want you to think about that feeling for a moment, what it feels like in that beautiful, blissful few moments just before you fall asleep. And I wonder if you can imagine what it might feel like if you could somehow follow that feeling down and down and down, as if you were drifting deeper and deeper into a very deep and restful sleep, yet somehow able to feel or experience it on the way down. And I wonder if you could imagine what it might feel like all the way down there to be fast asleep, and yet somehow able to feel or experience that. Because all the way down there you could feel so quiet, so peaceful, so still. There will be nothing to do for a while, nothing to have to prove or achieve or be responsible for or live up to. You could just give in for a while, absolutely, and yet feel very safe, secure, as if it was completely okay for you to do that. In fact, it's the kind of feeling where every single cell in your body can breathe a sigh of relief, as you just give in for a while. Now, as you think about this idea, so that channel of communication to this inner world, this inner realm, can begin to widen, increase, so we can now begin to experience a greater flow of information in both directions. So that any old ideas we want to release, liberate from within yourself, can come closer to the surface, to be released, to be set free. And that leaves more space within you for new ideas or new thoughts to be passed into this inner world, this inner realm. And if these new thoughts, these new ideas are passed into this inner world, this inner realm within you with enough intensity, then they have to become a reality. It only works this way. That whatever thoughts or ideas you hold very strongly deep within you, your mind influences your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, your body, to make them a reality for you. So when you want to change your reality, your experience, your thought experience, your emotional experience, your physical experience, this is why so many times we talk about change coming from within. Real change coming from within. It's these inner thoughts, these inner ideas, these core beliefs within you that influence everything you experience on the surface. So when there is something we want to change, physically, emotionally, experientially, when we focus on the change deep within, that will filter through into the surface, affecting not only your thoughts and your feelings, but the biology of your body too. Now, we don't need to think about too much more than this right now. What I'd like you to do is just pause for a moment, just rest. Just feel, just sense, just drift in this place, this idea for a moment. Just enjoying a few moments, just being right here, right now, letting go of the future for a moment, letting go of the past, letting go of everything for a moment, just simply being right now, focusing on whatever feelings or sensations you notice in your body, for example. Just letting go. And as you do this, you may find your mind begins to drift and wander to another place, another time, wherever that may be, and that's okay. For now, what I'd like you to do as you do that is just blow those thoughts away for a moment. We'll come to that later on. For now, just being wherever you are for a moment. But imagine that in this place you are just about to drift off to sleep. A very deep, restful, healing sleep. Imagine, remember, a feeling of drifting into a very deep, restful sleep. Now I'm going to be quiet for a few moments, just to let you drift. I'll be back with you in a few moments. Okay, so if you want to continue where you are right now, that's fine. You can just ignore what I'm going to say now. Just stay where you are. That's absolutely fine. You can do. Or if you're ready to return to your full awareness and get on with the rest of the day, you can simply count from 1 to 5 in your mind. Once again, deliberately breathing through your mouth into your tummy as you do so. And when you get to number 5, just allowing your eyes to open. Then you can be wide awake, fully aware once again, ready to get on with the rest of the day, the evening, whatever. All done. And I'll be back with you soon with the next exercise. Thank you.
So that was the first part of this 12-step meditation hypnotherapy that I have used, and I hope that it's been helpful. Of course, I will be doing the second part of this, where we'll be doing more structured movements and exercises. As I say, it's a 12-step program, so it is a good idea, as I found, to master, for want of a better word, the first 2 or 3 steps anyway. So as Andrew said, don't try and force it because it won't work. Just try and give in, and that's a very good way of putting it. Give in. That's what I found works for me. So anyway, I hope that's been helpful. If it has, then please look out for the second part, which I will be making as soon as I'm able. Okay, thanks everybody. See you soon.